Hi guys, it's Cal from Nerdy Weasel, and we're back for another mod installation tutorial. And I wanted to start off by saying happy 3-year anniversary to Skyrim. It was released on November 11th, 2011, and here we are 3 years later, still with more new mods for it, and it's still running strong. With that auspicious date in mind, Tendo, the maker of Skyrim Redone, the most popular game overhaul mod on the Nexus for Skyrim, with over 2 million downloads, has released his new overhaul called Perkus Maximus. This is another complete overhaul that completely redoes the skill trees, new perks, new spells, new weapons, new abilities. And this video is going to show you how to install it, how to go through some of the troubleshooting, and explain some of the basics about the game and the mechanics involved in getting it all to run together. So I hope you find it helpful. Let's get right into the tutorial and go to our desktop. Okay guys, here we are at the desktop, and first thing we're going to do is open up a mod organizer. And you can see I've gone through and removed all of Tendo's Skyrim Redone and the USKRP, also known as unofficial Skyrim Redone patcher, and got rid of all those. I've removed the reprocker and the Skyrim Compatibility and reprocker patches, and they're all out of my loads here. And one of the things I want you to do is to make sure you remove all the other add-ons. I know that Audio Overhaul for Skyrim had a patch for it, and that has been removed. And just to be sure you get all of them, you can see up here Mod Organizer helps you out and will tell you there's a problem. You have some missing masters. And they will help you out with that by showing you, as you go down your plugins list over here, that you have a missing master. Now what you can do is, just to be sure, just hover over it and it will tell you. And there you go, Combat Evolved _ Skyrim, missing master, Skyrim enemy scaling, and Skyrim main. So we've got to get rid of that. So we can go ahead, and we're not going to unclick this. We're just going to remove it altogether. I'll find a solution for that later. I know Ralphin's working on a patch for that as we speak. So we can unclick that. You can see the message goes away, and we will just remove it. Since it was for Skyrim, it's got to go. There you go. And now we are ready. Everything looks clean. We don't have any messages. All of our stuff has been removed. It is ready for Perkus Maximus. So let's go over to our download from the Nexus. And you can see it's in the hot files right now, but in case you're watching this in a month or two, it may not be there, so we'll go ahead and go to search, and we'll just put in Perkus, P-E-R-K-U-S. There it is, Perkus Maximus. And hit search. There it is, Perkus Maximus. And you can see it's mod 59849. Now, as always, you want to go through and read all this stuff and be sure you know what you're getting into. You know, installation here list for Nexus Mod Manager or Rybash. It does not say anything about Mod Organizer. That's an issue, and that's why we're doing this today, right guys? So we can figure out how to do this for Mod Organizer. But if you want to read all this, it goes through all kind of an overview of all the major modules. It talks about Patchus Maximus and things you must know and why you need it, why you don't. And there you go. So we will go back up to the top here. And we will go to boy, it's a long one, isn't it? Go to the file section. And you will see 3 different things. You have Perkus Maximus version 1. You have the PerMa documentation and the PerMa minimal patch. Now, only use if you run all PerMa modules a minimal load order, and they're not kidding, and can't run Java. If you have a minimal load order, we're talking no more than like 15. Okay, that's minimal. But, you know, if you're like me or like a lot of other modders out there, you're going to want the big one. But first, what I want you to do is download PerMa documentation. That will be important later on, and we'll show you why. But just go ahead and download that. Trust me, download it manually to your desktop. You'll want to be reading all that stuff. So what we're doing is Perkus Maximus version 1 download with Manager. Okay, yep, SKE and Java. Java is a prerequisite for this. Make sure you have it. I will go over that later and continue with my download. And Mod Organizer will start downloading that. You can see it is working away diligently, and we'll wait for it to finish. Now, as you can see, as we're finishing up, we're approaching 90%. You can also see I'm leaving Skyrim main open, and there's a reason for that, and we'll come back to it in a little bit, but I want to leave it here for right now, and we'll go over that in a little bit. So, Perkus Maximus _1 main volume 1.0, and it says done. We're going to double click to install that. It's going to extract the files, and we will get to a FOMod installer, or just like Skyrim. Nothing special about this. Matter of fact, it's a little easier to do. Okay, Perkus Maximus, maximum perk overhaul. This is a perk overhaul set. So we want to go through, and it's lists all of what these are: Warrior, Thief, and Mage, and Winter Mist enhancements. So this installation will be covering if you install all four. If you want to learn how to tell Patchus Maximus, which we'll get to later, how to just select only these, only if you want to do one or the other, or a combination thereof, and not have all of them, I'm going to refer you to Gamer Poet's installation video, where he tells you how to go into the Patchus Maximus files and turn off the appropriate modules. But for this, we're selecting all. So we will hit next, and it will start downloading all the files into our mod list on the left panel. You can see there's a lot of new weapons in there, a lot of new textures, so it's custom made stuff. Pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to this. Alright, there we go. So we'll go over to our plugins, but we'll come down here, and Perkus Maximus Maximum Perk Overhaul is installed, and we will click it to activate it. Now, we will come down here, and you can see all these Perkus Maximus files right here. Okay. You don't see Patchus Maximus, that will come later. But what we want to do is we could try and manually do these. I tested it out last night, and Loot will give you a basic load order for right now. But one of the things you want to remember is that Master needs to be above Mage, and Winter Mist needs to be above Mage. Right? But we'll let Loot do that for right now. And it is set for Skyrim. We'll sort plugins. Alright, and it's done. Let's go ahead and just hit apply. We'll come back all of this some other time, and we'll just close that. We'll unlock it. So you can see it moved Perkus Maximus around a bit. So you have Master above Warrior, Winter Mist above Mage, and Thief above that. So that's acceptable. It's above all the other stuff. I have a mod order problem. We will take a look at that. No, not yet. Let's see what it is. And alternate start, live another life after Perkus Maximus. That's fine with that. I'm okay with that. Hit click yes, and it will put it below that. I'm fine with that. So no other problems right now. So it is ready for the next step. And this gets into the Patchus Maximus portion of the program, and it is a little complicated. So what I want you to do is go back to your desktop, and we're going to minimize these for right now. I want you to go through, this uses Java, and I would suggest getting the most recent version of Java, and you can do that from the Java website, and I will include this link, how to get JRE8, that is Java Runtime Environment 8 downloads. And my suggestion, and this is what worked for me, and it took a little while to get it all to work together, is to download this file right here. This is the Windows x86 offline. If you use something other than Windows, I don't know if this works, but that's what it is. So Windows x86 offline, this is the 28.35 MB download, and you are looking for JRE-8U25-Windows-i586.exe. Okay, download that. I've already done that. But there's a caveat. Before doing this, I want you to go through all your files. And I mean every file. My local disks seem to have them all. And I want you to look in your program files. I want you to look for Java. And if it lists anything other than, blank, I don't want you to have anything in here. There you'll find old Java files. This is the newest one. You can see it was done last night. I want you to get rid of them. get rid of them altogether. Just dump them. Okay, guys? Because it seems like Mod Organizer has a problem with old versions sometimes popping up. It will cause issues. I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it at issues. So you can see it here. And when you run this, it will want to put it into your local disk, program files x86. And you can see that's where I have mine. And there it is right there. Okay. And double click that just so you can see. It has all the correct files in it. Right. That's the only one I've had. I went through and searched diligently to make sure all of them were gone before installing it. But install it. This is the newest version, and this install video is dedicated to this. So just make sure you have that. I'm going to sit over there and get it out of the way. All right, so we go back to Mod Organizer, and we are going to go to Data. And let's see, have I ever done this? Have I already done this? I have not. So let me just delete this. Okay, so go over to your Data, and you're going to go all the way down to the bottom. And we are looking for SkyProc patches right there. Nintendo's Patchus Maximus. And you're going to see two files. And I want you to do, you have patchusmaximus.jar. Okay. We're going to highlight it, right click it, add as executable. Patchus Maximus, yes. Okay. Now, we'll get to this in a second, but the debug, I would go ahead and highlight it, add as executable. Debug, more headspace. Okay. Now that that's done, let's go back to our plugins. And we are going to go over to our executables, and we're going to configure it. You can see now we've got Patchus Maximus, and we also have debug, more headspace. Right. So we're going to highlight Patchus Maximus, and it's going to tell us quite a bit of information. It's going to tell us the title, which we know. It's going to tell us the binary, so it's already selected for us. Remember, we looked and found it in C program. That's our local drive. Program files x86 Java JRE 1.8.0 _25 bin java.exe. Okay. So start in this. Okay, that's what we want. Arguments, and this is where those of you who get a message if the first time you run the Patchus Maximus, you may get a little message, and I'll show this in the video. Have it pop it up right here. It talks about needs more headspace. You would think that that would be, it needs more power to run, so you would want to increase the gigabytes to run it. But it's actually, it's causing a problem with the 32-bit version of Java that it likes to run. We are now running a 64-bit Java. So we have to actually downgrade the amount of megabytes, and there is a line in the some characters in the argument section. You can see arguments right here, and I want you to include this exactly how I write it in, and I will highlight this in the video so you can see it exactly. It's hyphen capital X under lowercase m x, so it's hyphen capital X mx 1024 M space. Okay, just like that. I will also include a picture of how this should look in the comment sections below so you can see a basic version. Obviously mine is slightly different, but you'll be able to see that. Okay, now that that is in there, I want you to hit modify and close it. Okay, this is now added an argument to that to allow that headspace to go away, and you can see down in our executable drop down, I have Patchus Maximus and debug. If Patchus Maximus doesn't work for you, you can try the debug. I never had luck with it, and it may not work, but we're going to run Patchus Maximus. Hit it again, Patchus Maximus, there we go, and we're going to hit run. And you'll see a window pop up for Patchus Maximus, okay? Patcher for Nintendo's Perkus Maximus, that's what we want. So we're going to hit patch. And you will see it start to run through its things. And it's going to do quite a bit of work here to get this all done. And one of the things you'll notice, it's getting through pretty quickly. And you think, oh, this is great. And it's at 100%. We're doing good. Well, just trust me. It's working away. It's doing its thing. I'm going to go walk the dog or something because this will take a while. It takes quite a while. I'll keep a little timer running so you know how long it takes. Okay, now we're into our second set of windows and another countdown. It's now generating the Patchus Maximus ESP. You can see it's adding masters from contributors. And I want to clarify something about what I would normally do in the Skyrim videos for Mod Organizer. I would suggest running Rybash after doing this, but it's kind of unnecessary. One of the things that Patchus Maximus does is actually includes them to the level list. You don't need to do that anymore. If you have something else going on, you can go ahead and use Rybash for a lot of other tools, but you can see it's worked. It's done. It didn't have any headspace issues. It actually has something in our override mod. Oh, okay. I think we may have success. Let's take a look at what's in that. So highlight it, right-click it, information. Okay, SkyProc patches. There it is. It's got all of our stuff in there. Okay, all those save files, all that other stuff, and close that down. And most importantly, it has Patchus Maximus.esp. Okay, we can close that down, and we will right-click it again, create mod, and I'm going to just call it Patchus Maximus. And you know I like to date my mods, and it is 11/12. Okay, so there you go. Now we know what day and time it was done for, and hit OK. You see Patchus Maximus 11/12. I should have put a dash instead of a slash, but that's okay. I know what it is. 1112. All right, activate it. Now Patchus Maximus always likes to be at the bottom, and that's where I would leave it. Just leave it right there. You can see it lists all the enabled masters that are there, and you can see a lot of them are kind of interesting. So, whoops, let's highlight it again. You never know what Perkus or the Reprocker liked. Sometimes you never know what Patchus Maximus might like. You know, you can see the Imaginator. For whatever reason, it likes the Imaginator. Does it include any weapons? No, it doesn't. But that's why you have to run Patchus Maximus every time you add and delete a mod from your load order. Okay, guys, just keep that in mind. Every time you add or delete one, always include it. So that's how it works. And it worked. It took, let's see, it took 6 minutes. That's not too bad. 6 minutes for mine. I don't have a super extensive load order. A lot of mods on this, 50 some. This is my Let's Play profile. And I like to keep it low, not very load intensive on my CPU. So that's why I keep it small. And but it works. 12 minutes. Now I've had guys report back that it's taken an hour and a half. Those are guys running 200 plus mods. Just keep that in mind. But be patient. Let it run and do its thing. So that's it, right? Perkus Maximus is installed. We have Patchus Maximus, right? We're going to do something extra. We're going to follow Tendo's suggestion. And you can see on the description, he actually likes some stuff here that he recommends. And we're going to go down and take a look at that installation. Let's see, was it on this or was it the other page? Okay. There we go. All right. So under the frequently asked questions official, you can see Tendo answers some questions for you. But can you recommend some other mods? Mysticities, I'll go over this in part 2. But under his own, he has Skyrim's enemy AI, encounter zones, and enemy scaling modules. So I want to incorporate in this first video those mods. And those come from Skyrim main. Okay? We're going to double click this. I know. I hit it too many times. I'm sorry, Mod Organizer. We're going to extract files. Okay? And this should be very familiar to anyone who's run Skyrim Redone. It is the loading or the fill mod for it. And it talks about enemy AI. I can use that one. Enemy scaling. I can use that one. There's no conflicts. And encounter zones. I don't use encounter zones, but you can. We've talked about this before. but it fully uses enemy AI to make it more difficult and enemy scaling, so that as you go up, it improves it just a little bit. Well, look at changes to enemy scaling, spell and perk distribution, resistances, and weaknesses. Those both are compatible mods for this, so we go ahead and click next and let it extract the files. There you go. We'll go ahead and activate that. And we're going to put it, we'll get it above Perkus Maximus. We'll put it right about there. Sure, why not, right? Actually, it's saying it's something wrong. Let's find out what it says. Oh, stop it. Move tendos after all. Okay, we'll just do what it says. Just fix it. Okay, yes, okay, fine. Okay. And close it. But, you know, Perkus Maximus is after Skyrim redone. I'm fine with that. You know, as long as it's out after alternate start, I'm fine. I'll fix all this later, do it some other time. And I wanted to, you know, follow after these. Follow this along a little closer. But now you see those are at the bottom. We'll hit run loot again. Sort plugins. Hit apply. Yeah, I know. Close it out. Okay. So it moved them somewhere. Skyrim enemy scaling. So it moved them up here in this area right here. I'm fine with that. So there's that. But Patchus Maximus is at the bottom again. I would suggest right-clicking, locking that lower door to make sure it stays right there. Because I always want it after this. Okay, I always want it at the very bottom. Okay, let's see what it says here. Let's fix it. Yeah. Fix it. Fix it! Close it. Alright. There we go. So it's now done. Okay, so Patchus Maximus is at the bottom again. It tried to move it around. That's fine. We'll just let it do it at once. So, there's that. Let's test it out and see what happens. I always love doing live tests because you never know what's going to happen. So we got the continue screen. Continue from our last save. This is one of my crash test dummies. You see, 15 new menus. Wow, that's on the MCM. We'll check out all that later, but this is just a crash test dummy. We'll go to skills. There we go. So, yeah. Restoration, alteration, smithing. Wow, that's a new smithing shop. Let's see, craftsman. Craftsman's new. Meltdown is new. As we go through this, you'll kind of know a lot of these are new. I mean, these are totally new things. But one of the things I noticed is, let's just go up to Meltdown. Okay. Weaponsmith. Any fool can sharpen a blade, but with your skills, you've learned to deconstruct and reforge weapons into highly efficient killing tools. Yes, that's great. I love it, Tendo. But what does it do? I mean, a hunter is more than a dirty ranger with a bow using your fortune. But what does it do? I mean, that's kind of vague, isn't it? Kind of vague, right? Even safeguard. Armor may protect, but a trained warrior doesn't let a blow get that close, deflecting painful blows more effectively. But I like numbers. I need numbers, Tendo. You have to tell me what the numbers are. So, all right. We'll get back to that. That leads me to the next thing. I know, it's a crash test dummy. Leave me alone. Quit. Go back to our desktop. Yes. Whew. Boy, FS Split did not like that. So, you know, it's kind of what they termed as fluffy information. And that's where we're getting the documents. Okay. Now, remember I had you manually download the documents, PerMa documents? Go ahead and just unzip it and drop this out in your desktop so you can see what all this does. Patchus Maximus, Perkus Maximus. Okay. Let's see. That was the smithing. Okay. Smithing. Okay. Let's see what this Perkinsmith does. Oh! I have numbers. So there's all my numbers. This is what that does. Okay. Lock, meltdown, unlocks recipes. Okay. So you can see it will actually give you numbers. Okay. So there you go. Ingredients, 1 lesser soul, 2 dwarven cogs for all this crafting of a homunculi. All right. It'll give you numbers, material steel, but reduced by 10%. Okay. All right. So let's go to blocking. We'll just take a look at blocking real fast. Blocking. All right, safeguard. See numbers. Shield armor rating is increased by 15%. Cool. So these are numbers. Now, when I get to part 2, that will include Rolfin's, what is it called? PCAP, Perkus Maximus Compatibility, and Procker Patches, or Patchus. We'll go over all that, and I'll show you a couple other mods that work well with Perkus Maximus, and we will get to that. But that's another video, and we'll do that in the future. So that's it for that. Enjoy Perkus Maximus. I think it's going to be fantastic. I haven't had a lot of time to test it. I haven't had a lot of time to play it, that's for sure. But I'm definitely looking forward to it. So I hope you enjoyed as well. My name is Cal. I'm from Dirty Weasel, and I'm signing off.
I took an arrow. I used to be an adventurer like that. Then I took an arrow again.